Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to Sunday morning, my week ahead spread. I do every week. Been trying to make sure I do it every week. I took a sabbatical from it for a while, but here lately I've been called to redo them every week, to do them every week. Yeah. So if you're just tuning in, I always do a week ahead spread with the energy, obstacle, and advice for the week ahead. For the collective, not just for me. And I used the deck that I used the week before, which this was the Tarot of the Mystic Spiral by Los Garibay. And I also pulled an oracle card from the Magical Spirit Oracle, which I've been freaking loving. I've actually used it 2 weeks in a row. It's been amazing. So, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So for the theme, with the Oracle card, we have, it's okay, I don't know what I'm doing either. Sweet oblivion, uncertainty, fate, and humor. So sometimes you just gotta laugh at, I used to say, I say at work all the time, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? Because sometimes things are out of your control. And if you're anything like me, I don't like chaos. I don't like, I don't even like being around a lot of people because I soak up their energy and then I feel negative or hurt or whatever. And I have a routine. I'm a Virgo. I do things very in a certain pattern, in a certain way. And if anything is thrown off, then my whole day gets thrown out of whack. And then I'm like losing my mind because I need structure. So that's what that feels like. It's okay to laugh at yourself. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to relax if nothing is going as planned. So that's what I feel in that card here is it's okay to laugh at yourself. And yeah, so that's kind of cool. Drinking the last of my coffee here, I discovered there's cold foam, and then coffee made a cold foam that was brown butter chocolate chip cookie, and it's so good. That's what's floating around in my coffee there. But this is like my 4th cup of coffee. I'm still not awake. It's like 10:45 in the morning. So anyway, let's get on with the meat of the spread, I should say, here. So for the energy of the week, we have the freaking 8 of Swords. It's following me around. That's tough for the energy. But it can also feel like, since we're here, over here it says it's okay, I don't know what I'm doing either. Especially for somebody like me, a Virgo, that has to have order to things. It can feel like you're being trapped, or he's not even blindfold here, but it can feel like you're being trapped if something goes wrong, or if you don't know what's happening. You can feel trapped. And I've been getting this for months, feeling trapped in my job. Like I've said, and I've even said this to my boss, like, I was only supposed to be there temporarily until my books started taking off. And then the job has become so overwhelming that it's really taken over my life. I don't have time to write. I don't have time to, I barely have time to read tarot. I barely have time to do anything because of my job. Because I get home and I'm so exhausted from nonstop going 8 to 10 hours a day that I'm just ready to crash. And I would even tell my boss once I got promoted in March, you guys just promoted me for the sake of it so I wouldn't quit, because I was making nothing. People that were coming in new were making more than I was. And I'm like, I don't understand this. I'm the only shipper. I have to have people help because I've been asking for years. I need help because I can't do it all by myself. Now, because we got rid of our Alameda office, we have to have help because now we've expanded to a huge company or a huge site versus where we were small. So then I got promoted, and then I have like 7 people under me, and all in shipping. Where just a year ago I was doing it by myself. And I'm like, I don't even know how I did it by myself, honestly, because now I'm barely doing it with 7 people. Like, it's crazy. And there's just training all the time, and it's just consuming so much of my life. And I was like, they're like, well, you're really good at this job, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, has it come to that where I'm really good at a job I hate? And I told my coworkers before we expanded, I said, the only reason I'm still here is because of the people. Because community also makes a job. It doesn't have to be the pay. I've never had a boss like I have. He's a great boss. I've never had coworkers that were like comrades, like people that are going through the same stuff I am personally. So they relate. And it's just been like, it's been my home for so long that, and I'm one of those people that need, I'm not going to say protection. What's the word I'm looking for? Security. I need to have a job to secure myself and know that I'm going to eat tomorrow kind of situation. I can't just, I'm a Virgo. I don't fly by the seat of my pants. I don't take off on a whim and decide to go do things. I have to have a plan. I have to have money in the bank. I have to have things in a row. And I think that is where the 8 of Swords comes in, is like, you're tying yourself down. You're weighing yourself down. I've been told through the cards for years I need to get rid of this job because it's not satisfying me. It's not nourishing my soul. It's not pointing me in the direction of the things I need to be doing. I need to be writing. I need to be expanding my tarot practice. I need to be doing all these other things. And this job has really put a kibosh on that, because all I can do is eat, breathe, and sleep this job right now. And since we took over the Alameda office and we've really expanded, that has really been blaringly obvious that I need to find something else. Despite the fact that I still have the same people, same boss, same everything, it just feels like my time at this place is done. I need to take that leap of faith. And I've been getting that in the cards. You need to take a leap of faith. Because all I'm doing right now is, I'm the 8 of Swords right now. Because I'm stuck. Stuck in this spot that I can't move from. So, yeah, that's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. So that's the energy this week, huh? The 8 of Swords. Interesting. Plus, my father-in-law is not doing well. My husband is at the hospital with him right now. In fact, the doctors had his mom call my husband to come up and have a chat with him. So he's been bedridden for many years. Yeah, so I think that's going to play into this week as well with the 8 of Swords. Just like, you can't do anything because you're in limbo. You don't know what's going to happen, right? So that makes sense for the week ahead already. Okay, and today is Sunday. I don't know what the date is. 24th was, 25th was Friday. 26th, 27th. So it's the 27th today? Yeah. 27th today of July 2025. So anyway, back to the cards. I feel like I'm rambling now. We have the obstacle of the week, which is the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is about hoarding money. I see it as hoarding money. A lot of people see it as maybe saving money. And I do see that in this week. It's time to stop spending just because we don't know what's coming. There may be a time where you need the nest egg you're starting, or the nest egg you have. And that makes sense if this is telling me, hey, you need to get rid of this job that I'm actually starting to make good money at, which is irritating because I finally started making good money, and it's been clearly obvious by the universe and everybody that I need to leave it. Which is crazy. And you know what irritates me is I paid for the whole course, a 18-month course on being an editor. And I was like, oh, at least I'll get my foot in the door. They actually help place you in a job, all this stuff. At least I'm in the realm of writing, right? And I just paid for the course and didn't take it. And I don't know why. Like the first few, I aced every course I took in that class, but the first 4 or 5, and then I got bored. It wasn't that I got bored, it was that I already knew the things that they were trying to teach me, and they were trying to teach me in a way that I didn't understand. Maybe because I'm old and I'm set in my ways now, I don't know. But that's really been calling me back to pay for the course again and do it again. But then I'm like, am I going to get lazy and just, not do it again? Because it was $500 and I wasted $500. So the Four of Pentacles is really, to me, about putting your money where your mouth is. It's about saving the money for a rainy day or paying for something that's going to get you out of this Eight of Swords situation. And if I'm quitting the job or finding something new and starting all over at something, I need to save what I've got. So that makes total sense to me. If it resonates with anybody else out there, let me know. Because so far this is apparently all about me. And it tends to do that. The tarot tends to scream at me when I'm not listening or paying attention. And usually the Eight of Swords will pop up when I'm really not listening. So that's quite interesting. So for the advice for the week, we got the stars. Oh, I love that nudity warning. It's a gorgeous card too. I love this card. But it's the stars, plural, which just reminds you you're not alone. That's why the Fool in the Light Series is my favorite card, because she's not leaping off blindly. She's taking the leap of faith, knowing something on the other side is going to catch her. And I feel like that in the stars card is letting you know you're not alone, that someone is there to protect you. Someone is there to watch over you. If you start going on the path you're supposed to be on, the steps will appear as you go. It will not veer away. You're the one veering away from the path that you're supposed to be on. And I'm really getting called out today. Really getting called out because I've veered from the path so many times it's not even funny, just because I'm terrified. I told my husband a long time ago, when I decided I am going to start trying to be a writer, I'm going to try to follow this dream. If I fail at this dream, it will be the thing that crushes me, because it's the one thing in my life that I know with every part of me I'm meant to do. I'm meant to tell other people's stories. I'm meant to tell my story. I'm meant to tell the stories of the dead that can't tell their story. I'm meant to tell these stories because nobody else will. And it's actually making me a little emotional. Just because I haven't cracked a computer, a notebook, nothing in months. And this year, when I started this year, I was like, I'm going to finish at least one of the books I've started. I had like 10 books started. Most of them halfway done or almost done. I'm like, why aren't you finishing these books? Why aren't you putting them out there? Just because the first 2 didn't do anything. Because I do have 2 books on Amazon. One is my precious, like my 4th child. It's the Memoirs of a Birth Mother. I'll post a link below if I remember, because I never remember to post links. But I also have a playlist on my channel that shows me going through every chapter and reading it. It wasn't meant to make money. It was meant to have part of my story be out there for the world to understand more of me, and in case somebody else is going through what I went through, they can resonate. And they were like, oh, somebody else went through this and they're brave enough to put their information, their story out there. And I think that's very brave of anybody that's willing to put their story out there. So that's crazy. I don't know why this is making me a little bit emotional though. That's weird. Probably because I know it's all true, and I need to get my shit together. Pretty much is what it boils down to. A lot of it has been health issues though. One thing after another with me. I had a heart attack. I have rheumatoid arthritis throughout my whole body, so there's some days I can barely get out of bed, but I have to force myself to get up, get out, and go to work. And then I have people calling in left and right all the time at work, so I'm always busy because I'm always picking up the slack of the people that are calling in constantly when I'm in serious pain every day, which pisses me off. Anyway, I feel like this was a venting session, not a spread, but if you guys, anybody resonates with this, let me know in the comments. And if anybody gets any information on my father-in-law, let me know in the comments. If you have any insights or something comes to you or anything, you pull a card, whatever, let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's the spread I have for this week. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good afternoon.